What's up and welcome back to another video, guys. We've just had a ton of information leak out regarding our summer 2025 sets, so today I want to go through and talk about all of that new information. We have some crazy stuff to talk about in this video, so if you're excited, leave a like, and without further ado, let's get right on into this video. Starting off with set 75413, the Republic Juggernaut, being one of the most anticipated sets of 2025. This is going to be coming in at 813 pieces with a retail of $159.99 in the US, and with a release date of August 1st, like all of the other sets in this video. Now we have a bunch of new information as well as some other things to cover about this set, and now we have the confirmed minifigure lineup being Ki-Adi-Mundi, Commander Bakara, 3 Galactic Marines, as well as 3 battle droids. And when we were looking towards some of our previous leaks, we already have a couple of images of these Galactic Marines as well as the Commander Bakara, but I don't want to dwell on that too much as I already talked about it in a previous video. So if you're interested in that, I will leave a link down below in the description. But we also have a bit of a drawing of this set, which is, proving to be very accurate, especially based off of some of the other information that we have with our brick-built wheels as well as the observation deck. And now we know that there actually is going to be an interior in this build, which is great to see. A lot of people very skeptical at the downsized version of this turbo tank, and the fact that it is actually going to be having an interior is something great to see. And there is going to be a weapon rack as well as 2 seats up front to actually pilot the turbo tank, and this is one that I am very excited for. I know a lot of people aren't very happy with how the course of this set has taken, but I'm very excited to see our Galactic Marines as well as our Commander Bakara and the Ki-Adi-Mundi. I think they'll all be great minifigures, and I cannot wait to see images of this set. Next up is set 75417, the ATST Walker, with 1,513 pieces with a retail of $199.99. This is going to be having 1 minifigure, and this is a set that I feel like is a little bit underhyped right now. I haven't really seen anyone talking about this as much as they have with the other sets, and I understand it not being as exciting, but I cannot wait to see this one. I think a UCS style ATST Walker. Now, we don't actually know if this is going to be in the UCS or just an 18 plus set. Some people saying UCS, others saying 18 plus. Personally, either way, I think this is going to be an amazing set. I think it's one that LEGO can knock out of the park with the design, especially improving from our previous version that we saw all those years ago. I think this is one that is going to be amazing, and especially if you have that UCS AT-AT, I think these will look so cool next to each other, and it's one that I'm very excited to see. Now, our 1 minifigure is going to be that ATST pilot. We are going to have a posable head and guns as well as an interior here where you can actually fit your minifigure, and you're going to have, of course, your printed plaque and minifigure display stand. This is one that I'm very excited for, and I think is definitely a little bit underrated. Next is set 75414, the Force Burner Snowspeeder, coming in at 349 pieces and a retail of $54.99. This is going to be having 3 minifigures with our Sig Grievelings, our Darth Dev, and the Solotos. I have no clue if I'm pronouncing that right, but it is a green Duros. I've never actually seen Rebuild the Galaxy, but I think this set will be pretty interesting for those that actually do watch and enjoy this show. And there's going to be a deployable speeder bike built into this actual Snowspeeder build, which is something that's going to be very fun to see. I don't know how LEGO is really going to implement that, so it's one that I'm curious to see how they go about doing it. And I do think that there is going to be a bit of interesting kind of things going on here. Now, this is going to be in that red and yellow color scheme, so I'm not really sure what to expect, but I am curious to see if we do get a new Snowspeeder in the future, if it will follow the base of this one or not. Next up, one that many people are super hyped for, being set 75433, the Jango Fett Starship, coming in at 707 pieces and a retail of $69.99. Now, we already know that it's going to be having 3 minifigures in Jango Fett, Boba Fett, as well as our Canamoan, which has now been named as Lama Su, which is really great to be getting them in an actual minifigure form, because we've never seen that. I guess we got our first ever Canamoan in the Taun We earlier in the Obi-Wan Starfighter, and I think this set is shaping up to be great. I love that LEGO is actually making the Slave One Jango Fett Slave One accessible in a playscale version and not just locked behind that $300 UCS price point. And this is one that I'm very curious to see. Now, everyone very curious to see if this is going to have that UCS version of Jango or not. Personally, I don't think that it will, just because we haven't heard anything about it having him yet, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Now, there's going to be 2 seats inside of this cockpit, and we're also going to have these smaller little side builds, similar to how we saw in the Boba Fett Slave One, that can actually hold this up in an upright position, which I think is very good. Now, the only problem with that was the little ladder piece that actually did the holding kind of gave out pretty frequently, so if you had it like sitting up on your shelf displaying, it could have fallen over. So maybe LEGO's fixed that, or maybe it's exactly the same. We'll just have to wait and see. But this is one that I'm very excited for, and well, it's going to be pretty much exactly the same size and scale as our previous Boba Fett Slave One. It's one that I'm still very excited for, and I'm really just curious to see what they end up doing for this set. Next up, we have set 75435, the Separatist Transport, and this is going to be coming in at 976 pieces pieces, a retail of $159.99, and this is our MTT, and I cannot wait for this set. It's one that I'm very excited for. Now, looking at our minifigures, we actually have 12 in this set, being Ayla Secura, Commander Bly, 6 battle droids, 3 commando droids, as well as a battle droid pilot. And we are also going to have a bit of an interior in this set, which is great to see. A lot of people very concerned at the downsized nature, and I think it's great that LEGO is going to be able to be getting some more detail and interior into this set. Now, we'll only be able to deploy your 6 battle droids, but I think 6 is enough to at least get the feel across. Yes, it would have been nice to have been able to deploy more battle droids onto the field, but I think 6 does get the job done. And there's also going to be a stab included in this set, which will be great to see. And as for the detailing in that blue and white kind of color scheme, as well as having a printed dish on the front, I think this is one that should be very interesting. It is going to be a lot more true to shape and design to the actual source material than some of our previous shapes that we've seen for the MTTs. But this is the first version of the Clone Wars MTT that we've ever seen, and it's one that I'm super excited for, as well as seeing some of these different characters like Ayla Secura and Commander Bly, which you have had a couple of leaks regarding, so I'll leave a link down below if you want to see some more information about our leaked Commander Bly. Next up, we have set 75432, the V19 Torrance, coming in at 567 pieces and a price point of $64.99, which is kind of an abnormal price point looking toward with LEGO Star Wars. It seems to be those sets are either at the $70 or the $60, so it's nice to see this one kind of in between at a more different price point than what we're used to seeing. But this is going to be having 3 minifigures with our Phase 1 clone pilots, our Obi-Wan Kenobi in his Clone Wars armor, as well as a Nasaj Ventress, and this is one that I cannot wait to see. I think, first of all, that minifigure lineup, we had the leaks of our clone pilot already come out, and I think that that is looking great. Once again, more information, I'll leave a link down below to all of the information we have about our clone troopers, and then our Clone Wars Obi-Wan, who is rumored to have some sort of arm printing, I think is going to be amazing. I think the Clone Wars design for Obi-Wan looks so cool with his different clone armor, so I'm excited to see that. And then finally getting a new version of Ventress should be amazing. I think Ventress is a sick character, and I can't wait to see a new minifigure adaptation of her, and she is going to have her curved lightsaber hilts, which is great to see. I think it's a very iconic part of her character. So I can't wait to see this, and I think as for the build, while it is going to be pretty downsized compared to our previous version, I think it should still be a very detailed model, and I can't wait to see how LEGO goes about building it. Next up, we have set 75430, the Buildable Ewok, probably the least exciting out of all of these sets in my opinion, but it still has the potential to be pretty cool at 1,010 pieces and a retail of $119.99, which is crazy. It just saw that $30 price increase from when it was originally kind of rumored to be going around, and at $120, LEGO's going to have to make this one hell of a set to make it worth that. Now, this is going to have a bit of a display plaque as well as an Ewok minifigure. We don't actually know what Ewok it's going to be just yet, but I still think that LEGO has a possibility to make this a pretty interesting build, but it's not one that I'm particularly excited for. And lastly, we have set 75431, the 327th Star Corps Battle Pack. Now, this is going to be at 258 pieces and a retail of $44.99. Insane. The $45 Battle Pack in the big 2025 is a little bit sad to say the least with all of the different price increases that we've been seeing, but we do have some redeeming information about this. Now, the actual whole Battle Pack build itself already leaked. I can't show it here because last time it got taken down from my YouTube channel, but I'll show a mock-up that closely resembles it, and if you really want to see it, just Google 327th Battle Pack leak on Google and it will come up in the images. But I think the Battle Pack itself is a bit lackluster with the small side build as well as the brick-built version of the Spider Droid. Just looks a little bit odd in my opinion. I do prefer the previous version that we have seen, the Super Battle Droids being a nice inclusion, and then your classic oversized ATRT. But the most interesting thing in this Battle Pack has to be the minifigures, which we have had leaked information and images of, with the new plastic pauldron, which looks sick in my opinion. I think it looks really good, and I do think that it's definitely a step in the right direction when it comes to LEGO Star Wars, but unfortunately we will have printed wastegapes on all of the minifigures, all of the clone minifigures that we have talked about in this video. But with all of the images, I think that these minifigures are shaping up to be pretty cool in the 327th Battle Pack. However, I don't think that it's redeeming enough to make it worth a $45 price tag. But if you want more information about our leaked clone troopers, like I said before, I'll have a link to the video down below in the description where I talked about all of the different leaked images that we have for our clone troopers coming out in 2025. And that's going to do it for all of the different sets and leaks that we have regarding our summer 2025 wave. We have a lot of cool information as well as all of the cool information that is going to be coming on the way. So if you want to stay up to date with all of the most recent leaks and rumors, make sure to subscribe to this channel with your post notifications on so you'll be first notified when I post a new video about all of the new information. And I do think that we will be seeing images of all of these sets pretty soon, definitely in the coming months. So everyone get excited for that, and leave a like if you enjoyed, and let me know down below in the comments what your favorite set on this list is. Stay safe. Drew signing out.